Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Rising of Bodhisattvas. This is Nancy from International Buddha Dharma Society for Cosmic Law in America. It's a great honor to be here with you. Today, I'm going to share with you what the Buddha said about illusion and enlightenment. We will recite the first part of the Sutra of Perfect Enlightenment, where the Buddha answering a question from Manjushri Bodhisattva about inverted views in enlightenment. First, let's pay homage to the Buddha. Please join your palms and say with me. Namo Shakyamuni Buddha. Namo Shakyamuni Buddha. Namo Shakyamuni Buddha. Here is the sutra. Thus I have heard. One time the Bhagavan entered the supramundane, great radiant, bright repository in the exactly attained samadhi, where all Tathagatas abide in radiant splendor. This is the ground of pure enlightenment of sentient beings, the equal original reality, where body and mind are completely erased. He completely filled the 10 directions with accordance with non-duality, and in this non-dual state manifested all pure lands. He was with 100,000 great Bodhisattva Mahasattvas. Those who served as leaders of the assembly were named Manjushri Bodhisattva, Samantabhadra Bodhisattva, Universal Vision Bodhisattva, Vajragarbha Bodhisattva, Maitreya Bodhisattva, Pure Wisdom Bodhisattva, Power and Virtue Unhindered Bodhisattva, Voice of Discernment Bodhisattva, Purifier of all karmic hindrances Bodhisattva, Universal Enlightenment Bodhisattva, Perfect Enlightenment Bodhisattva, and most excellent of worthies Bodhisattva. With their retinues, all entered into the same samadhi as the Tathagata at this assembly of the equal Dharma. Manjushri Bodhisattva then arose from his seat in the great assembly. He bowed his head to the Buddha's feet and circumambulated him 3 times to the right. He then knelt down with his hands clasped and addressed the Buddha, saying, "Greatly compassionate, world another one, please, for all members of this assembly who have come for your Dharma, teach us about the reality Dharma practice of the Tathagata's originally arisen pure causal stage. Also, please teach the Bodhisattvas to arise pure mind in the great vehicle and become distantly removed from all diseases, such that they can call the future sentient beings of the degenerate age who seek the great vehicle not to fall into mistaken views." Having said this, he prostrated to the ground. He asked this question 3 times in succession. Then the world another one, speaking to Manjushri Bodhisattva, said, "Excellent, excellent, good son, you have skillfully asked on behalf of the Bodhisattvas about the reality practice of the causal stage of Tathagata, and have caused all the Bodhisattvas to arouse the pure mind in the great vehicle. You have also called all sentient beings of the degenerate age who seek the great vehicle to gain correct abiding, such that they do not fall into erroneous views. Now listen well, and I shall explain for you." Manjushri Bodhisattva received the teaching with reverence and joy. All those in the great assembly became silent and listened. "Good sons, the unsurpassed king of the Dharma, possesses the great Dharani entrance. It is called perfect enlightenment. From it is manifested all purity, suchness, bodhi, nirvana, and the paramitas, which teach bodhisattvas. All Tathagatas in their originally arisen causal stage rely on the perfect illumination of the attributes of pure enlightenment to permanently sever ignorance and directly accomplish the Buddha way. What is ignorance? Good sense. All sentient beings fall into various inverted views without beginning, just like a disoriented person who confuses the four directions. They mistakenly take the four elements as their attributes of their bodies, and the conditioned shadows of the six objects as the attributes of their mind. It is just like when our eyes are diseased and we see flowers in the sky or a second moon. Good sense. The sky actually has no flowers. They are the false attachment of the diseased person, and because of this false attachment, not only are we confused about the self-nature of the sky, we are also mixed up about the place where real flowers come from. From this, there is the falsely existent transmigration through life and death. Therefore, it is called ignorance. Good sense. This ignorance actually lacks substance. It is like a man who is dreaming. At the time of the dream, there is no non-existence. But when he awakens, he finds that there is nothing for him to hold on to. Similarly, when the sky flowers disappear from the sky, you cannot say that there is a definite point of their disappearance. Why? Because there is no point from which they arose. All sentient beings falsely perceive arising and ceasing within the unarisen. Therefore, they say that there is transmigration through life and death. Good sense. In the practice of perfect enlightenment of the causal stage of Tathagata, one understands these sky flowers. Thus, there is no transmigration, nor body or mind to undergo life and death, but they are not called to be non-existent. It is because they lack original nature. Now, this prior awareness is in itself void, like empty space. Yet, since this awareness that perceives it to be like empty space is none other than the appearance of sky flowers, you also cannot say that there is no nature of awareness. Existence and non-existence both being dispelled is called according with pure enlightenment. Why? Because its nature is completely empty, because it is eternally changeless, because there is neither arising nor ceasing within the matrix of the Tathagata, and because there are no fixed points of view. Like the nature of the reality realm, it is totally complete and perfect, pervading the 10 directions. Therefore, it is called the reality practice of the causal stage. Bodhisattvas, relying upon it, arouse their pure mind within the Mahayana. Sentient beings of the degenerate age who practice relying on this will not fall into erroneous views. Then the World Honored One, wanting to restate the gist of this book of words, he said, Manjushri, you should know all Tathagatas from their originally arisen causal stage penetrate ignorance with enlightened wisdom. Knowing it to be like sky flowers, they are able to escape transmigration. It's like the man in the dream who has nothing to grasp upon awakening. Awareness is like space, equal, changeless. Enlightenment, pervading the world's attained directions, is none other than the attainment of the Buddha way. All illusions cease at one point, and in accomplishing the way, there is nothing attained. That's because the original nature is complete, perfect. In it, Bodhisattvas are able to produce Bodhisattva. All sentient beings of the degenerate age practicing this will avoid erroneous views. This is the end of the first part of the sutra. And in this part of the sutra, the Buddha answered question from Manjushri Bodhisattva. And by answering the question, the Buddha explained ignorance, empty nature, non-duality, and the reality realm. Draw into Sutra Pitaka and swim in the ocean of wisdom. Recite Sutra with a quiet mind. We listen and resonate with the Buddha. Now please join your palms and we'll recite the words of transference of merit 3 times together. May the merit and virtue accrued from this talk adorn the Buddha's Pure Lands, repaying 4 kinds of kindness above and aiding those suffering in the path below. May those who say and hear all this all bring for the result for Buddha, and when this retribution body is over, be born together in ultimate bliss. May the merit and virtue accrued from this talk adorn the Buddha's Pure Lands, repaying 4 kinds of kindness above and aiding those suffering in the path below. May those who say and hear all this all bring for the result for Buddha, and when this retribution body is over, be born together in ultimate bliss. May the merit and virtue accrued from this talk adorn the Buddha's Pure Lands, repaying 4 kinds of kindness above and aiding those suffering in the path below. May those who say and hear all this all bring for the result for Buddha, and when this retribution body is over, be born together in ultimate bliss. Namo Amitabha. Thank you everyone for being here listening to today's Dharma. See you next time. Bye.